T.J. Brennan.
Yeah.
He ain't. It's Jim Harris. I'll call him.
That face is familiar. What's her name?
Lynn Brennan. Sings at the Blue Swan.
Oh, T.J.'s wife?
Yeah, T.J.'s wife.
Harris, Narcotics Squad.
He was working with Myers. Call Captain Hampton of the narcotics office and tell him what happened. I'll check the building.
All right, folks, let's go all home and go to bed. The party's all over. It's been 2 days since T.J. was killed.
That's his wife.
Just had the funeral this afternoon.
I was on that one. The car went off that embankment on Route 40. Exploded. Didn't have a chance.
Yeah, I know.
Any connection?
I don't know.
We'd like a nice double, please.
Certainly. How long do you expect to stay?
Just a few days.
I see. Mr. Santoni, Mr. Hart. The rate will be $11 a day. Will that be all right?
Sure, that's fine.
Front. Show the gentleman to 304.
Yes, sir. This way, please.
Thank you, sir.
Let's check out of here.
A nice room.
Well, it's not that. That old lady downstairs gave me the creeps.
You're imagining things. She's just an old lady.
She looked at me like we'd served time together.
You ever seen her before?
No?
Forget it. Look up the address. T.J. Brennan.
Come up with anything?
Not yet, Captain.
Send over those samples as soon as you're finished. If you come up with any narcotics, I'll buy you a new hat. You're on. Be over at Sloan's office.
Sorry, Mac, we don't open till noon.
Where's TJ?
He's dead.
He's what?
Yeah, dead.
Can't believe it. Just sent me this telegram.
He was killed 3 days ago. Car accident. What's he sending telegrams to you for?
How did it happen?
I don't know. He was alone. Bad accident.
What about his wife? Where's she?
She's in the hospital. Something happened last night. They said she got shock or something.
Really grief-stricken.
Look, Mac, I don't know who you are coming around here and asking all sorts of questions. But don't get wise with me.
What hospital is she in?
You can't see her.
What hospital?
You can't see her. I can't even see her.
Well, I can.
Say, are you TJ's brother?
Yeah.
Well, you sure look like him. She's in St. Luke's, but they still won't let you see her.
Thanks.
Look, Captain, what about the dame? Well, who murdered the guy? Fill me in with some details, will you? Come on, I've got a wife and kid to support.
Nothing now, maybe later. Reporters.
My men are searching TJ's apartment now.
Oh? They come across anything?
No, not yet.
About how much junk do you figure he had?
About 2 pounds pure stuff. We figured that TJ was the middleman in the operation. That he got his stuff from Mexico and then delivered it to Chicago. We hope to find this last shipment in his apartment.
I'm afraid whoever killed Myers and Harris made off with the stuff.
I don't think so. I don't think there was time enough. I think that Harris and Myers walked in and surprised him. Or them.
It could be. Sloan speaking. Oh? Well, hold him till we get there. A guy turned up at the hospital, claims to be TJ's brother. He's with the Kansas City police.
TJ have a brother?
Get me Captain Thomas in Kansas City. I don't know.
You Mr. Brennan?
Yeah, that's right.
My name is Hampton. This is Chief Sloan.
How are you?
Hello?
Could we see your credentials, Mr. Brennan?
What's this all about?
They look all right.
Didn't see you at the funeral.
I didn't know he was dead. I just got here. Some character at the Blue Swan told me about it. He's supposed to have been killed in an automobile wreck. Who killed him?
What makes you think he was murdered?
Got a telegram. He said he was in trouble and needed my help. I got here as soon as I could arrange a leave of absence.
Did he tell you what kind of trouble he was in?
No, but it must have been serious or he wouldn't have sent for me. We haven't spoken to each other for 15 years.
Sit down. Some time ago, we received an anonymous tip that your brother was tied in with a narcotics ring. We investigated the story and it checked out.
And why didn't you arrest him? He'd still be alive.
We couldn't have held him.
It's no good unless you catch him with the stuff or selling it. He was connected in some way with a local big-shot gambler, Manelli.
And that's about all we know, except that we suspect there's a large shipment of narcotics around town somewhere, and we've got to find it.
What about his wife? Where does she fit in?
That's what we want you to find out.
No, thanks. He's dead. I don't want any part of it.
Now, look, Brennan. Last night, 2 of our men, Harris and Myers, were killed searching your brother's apartment. Last week, we found a teenage girl in a parked car with a needle hanging from her arm, dead. Last year, we shipped 50 screaming kids to institutions. They weren't dead, but they might as well have been. And this is only one city.
All right, what do you want me to do?
Well, in the first place, I think you should know that I had you transferred to the local narcotics bureau to work with me. Your boss tells me you're a good man.
You fellas work fast.
We had to make sure about you. Your sister-in-law, Lynn, may have seen who killed our men. If she did, for some reason or other, she's not telling us. Maybe she's scared.
Yeah, and maybe she's part of the ring.
That's right. Make sure she doesn't suspect that you're shadowing her.
Maybe I better send some flowers up first, just to sort of break the ice.
Good idea.
She's not a bad looker.
I'd like to see Mrs. Brennan. I'm her brother-in-law. She's expecting me.
Go right in.
Bill Brennan.
Hello, Lynn.
Thanks for the lovely flowers, Bill. How did you find me?
Well, I went to the Blue Swan. I had to pry the information out of that bartender.
Then you know about TJ's death.
Yeah. Must have been rough on you. Sorry.
He left the club and never came back. I received a call and they told me. I went down to the morgue. There was hardly anything left. It was horrible. You know, people get killed in accidents every day, but you never figure it'll happen to one of your own.
What kind of trouble was TJ in?
Trouble?
That's why I'm here. Sent me this wire.
I don't understand. He never mentioned anything about getting in touch with you. And if he was in trouble, he would have told me.
Maybe he didn't want to worry you.
Well, I knew TJ had a brother, but he seldom mentioned you. I didn't think he even knew where you lived.
Well, I didn't want to come up here and bother you.
Well, it all happened so fast. And then with last night, it's just too much. But I'm really glad to see you.
What did happen last night?
I don't know. There was an accident in front of the apartment. A man was killed. The police were in here this morning. Please, do we have to talk about that now?
I'll be here for a couple of weeks.
Oh, wonderful. Why don't you go over to the club and make yourself at home? You've met Reg, the bartender.
Yeah.
Besides, the doctor said I could leave here this afternoon. When I'm ready, I'll call and you pick me up, hmm?
Fine. Anything I can do in the meantime?
No, thanks. Bill, I'm sorry we had to meet under such circumstances.
So am I.
Harry, bring that screwdriver over here.
What have you got?
I don't know yet. Take a look at that.
Wow, bingo.
Looks like it.
Well, let's get it down to the lab and run a test on it.
Right. Senorita, you've won me a new hat.
Well, that's nobody we know. Come on, let's get out of here.
She's not home. We'll have to wait until tonight. I said she's not home.
I heard you. Where'd that come from? Hey, that's 3 stories down. What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Look, if there's anything wrong, if there's one little thing, I don't care what it is. If you don't feel up to it, take off now. I don't need you.
Leave it. I said leave it.
Yeah? That's right. Chicago. Yes, sir. We just checked in. No, we're just relaxing this afternoon. Then take in some of the sights tonight. But there's no reason we can't make one appointment now. Okay. We'll get in touch tomorrow night.
Must have been important.
He wants us to kill Manelli.
Good. Who's he?
Carmen Manelli. He used to run a game on the South Side. Cheap operator. Until he left Chicago, came here and got big.
What's the beef?
The man says he's dealing in junk.
So what? Free enterprise?
Not when Manelli hijacked the junk for the syndicate.
What's his source?
Manelli was shaking TJ down.
Oh.
You in the mood now?
Yeah, I feel lots better.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna call Maggie.
You called her at the airport.
Well, she wasn't home.
Look, it's 2:30 in Chicago. She's out getting her hair done. She went to a movie. Forget it.
I put on a new label.
What'd you put inside?
A little milk sugar and some chemicals. Weighs the same. I left an ounce in, so it's still hot. Okay, put it back. And when you're through, check into the apartment we rented across the street.
Number 24.
I'll send one of the boys over with equipment. The man who moves this out of the apartment is our killer, so keep your eyes glued to it. And of course, if anything develops, check in with me.
We'll be in touch with you, Captain.
Quite a doll.
Yeah, with a heart full of heroin.
Ah, you're quite a celebrity.
Oh, how so?
You've been in all the papers today.
What did it say?
Oh, they thought it was a burglar, a three-story man who's been terrorizing the neighborhood. Hasn't been identified yet.
Really? Bill, did you find a place to stay yet?
Yeah. Where to?
The club?
You're gonna work tonight?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Show must go on, huh?
Go on, get out of here. If I ever catch you hanging around here again, I'll have you locked up.
Get your hands off me.
Go on home, you tramp.
Rack.
Well, she's been pestering me for a drink. She's drunk. She ought to be put away.
Oh, I'm sorry he was so rude to you. Leave her alone.
I'm just going to give her a couple bucks. Hey!
Get your hands off me.
Look, you tramp. Don't you ever come around here asking for any junk. Not here, understand? Now, who sent you?
Some guy, I don't know who he was.
Well, I don't have any right now. Understand? Now, get out of here.
How did she take it?
Huh?
I understand you two have met.
TJ's brother? Yeah. I wanted to come down and pick you up, honey. I could have done it.
Thanks, but Bill had nothing else to do, so...
Yeah, but I was sort of planning on it. Let me tell you something. TJ was the greatest, the best. There'll never be another like him. Never.
Rack, I am sure Bill feels the same way.
Yeah.
Now, what was all that about?
TJ was always very good to him. And Rack just idolized him. When TJ got killed, I don't know what I would have done without him. He took care of all the funeral arrangements, everything. You know, he bawled like a baby. Big guy like him. Hard to imagine, isn't it? But he did.
Mike from Manelli. How, Lynn?
Did you know him?
Yeah. He was a customer. Everybody came in here. TJ ran a good joint. We know how to handle people.
You mean like that girl this afternoon?
Yeah, like that girl. You gotta be able to spot trouble or you're in trouble.
Reg's kind of an amateur psychologist.
Oh, sure. Give me 2 seconds with a guy and I can size him up pretty good.
Me too?
Yeah. You too, Mr. Brennan.
Well, excuse me, I'm on.
There I was, in love. I felt so fast that I never even had the chance to wave my heart goodbye. You were in my arms, oh, so close to me. Suddenly I knew it had to be. There I was in love, and oh, so much aware of a feeling in my heart quite beyond compare. Swiftly it came like a bolt from the blue. There I was in love with only you. There I was in love, and oh, so much aware of a feeling in my heart.
How about a drink?
Beyond compare. Swiftly it came like a bolt from the blue. There I was in love with only you.
Join us for a drink, Mrs. Brennan?
Thank you, but I have a friend waiting.
We're friends at TJ's.
Oh,
We heard about the accident. Wanted to tell you how sorry we are.
thank you. I can't seem to place you.
We're old friends, you know, from the good old days.
Thank you.
How about you?
No, thanks. Oh, that's all right, Tom. The good old days. How long ago was that?
Oh, a couple of weeks.
I don't understand.
Well, you see, I never knew TJ personally. Just heard a lot about him.
Oh.
Yeah, through a friend of his. Heard so much about him, I feel like I've known him all my life.
Well, I hope you come back again. And if there is something I can do for you.
You see, this friend was expecting a little something in the will, and he intends to get it.
Look, if TJ owed you any money, why don't you say so? I'll be very happy to pay it.
Oh, no, it wasn't anything like that. You see, TJ was holding something for my friend. It has a lot of sentimental value, and he'd like it back.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
No? Wasn't there a little package? Just a little package? Only weighed a couple of pounds. It would make him very happy if you knew where it was. It would make a lot of people very happy.
I'm sorry, there is no package.
Too bad. Yeah, that's too bad.
Everything all right here?
No.
All right, get out.
Now, wait a minute, Joe.
Outside.
Who are you?
My brother-in-law.
Oh, there's another one, a live one.
That's right. Any questions?
No, not now. I think he wants us to leave.
If you ever lay a hand on her again, I'll break it.
Okay.
You were very impressive.
What was that all about?
Oh, I don't know. Something about TJ.
Look, Lynn, you can't live with a man for 3 months and not know anything about him. Now, what happened last night?
I don't know.
A man was killed in front of your apartment. You saw it and you don't know what happened?
No.
What about these 2 men?
I don't know.
So everything is sweetness and light at the Blue Swan, is that it? Yeah, that's right, Lynn. Run away. Don't listen to anything that might distress you or that you don't want to hear. And don't look at anything you don't want to see.
What are you trying to say, Bill? Why don't you just come out with it?
All right. TJ was a great guy with a buck. He could buy anybody's friendship. He had lots of hangers-on like Rack. He talks about him like he was a saint. I know my brother. He was never friendly with anybody that he couldn't use and didn't own after it was over. I didn't think you were in that class.
Please take me home.
Anything wrong?
No, it's just been a hard day. Tell Tom to take over.
Sure, honey, sure.
I'll get my coat.
Help Tom take over, will you? I'm taking her home.
Come to Mama. No, everything's gonna be all right. Mama'll take care of you. That's a pussycat.
Anyway, I don't trust him. How do you know he's your brother-in-law? After all, you haven't seen a picture of him, have you?
Well, no, but... Oh, don't be so suspicious of people, Rack. Thanks, Rack. Good night.
You want I should come up for a while? With TJ gone, maybe you're a little nervous after what's happened. You know, I could cheer you up, maybe.
That's very nice of you, but not tonight. I just need some sleep. Good night.
Sure.
Whoops.
No, nothing. Not even any cars. Look, send us up some sandwiches, will you? Bacon and tomato. Duke?
It's Friday.
Friday. Better make it tuna on toast. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Sorry, we're closed.
Where's the boss?
He's dead.
The new boy with the cheap suit. Where is he?
Oh, in there. Wait a minute. What do you want?
Now, don't get excited. We just want to talk to him.
All right, what do you want?
Junk. We're in the junk business, Mr. Brennan. You wise? About 2 pounds, and we want every drop.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. William Brennan, dishonorably discharged United States Army, 1952. Convicted of car theft, 1953, suspended sentence. Indicted for manslaughter, 1954, no conviction. 1955 to 1957, served 2 years, state penitentiary, Ossining, New York. Petty larceny.
All right, so you know all about me.
You read like a cheap comic book.
Well, I haven't got it.
Get it.
What's my percentage?
Your life, Mr. Brennan, your life. The interests we represent want the package, and they want it now. Where is it?
It's not here.
You deliver it by tomorrow. Or you, the dame, and everybody connected is going to be lying out there next to TJ.
Like Manelli?
My partner and I are very impatient men, especially when we want something. So let's just concentrate on that package and forget about current events, huh?
All right, where do I contact you?
You don't. We'll contact you.
I still want my cut.
Cut him.
Hey!
Later, we still need him. You're losing your touch. Come on.
Rack. Oh, you frightened me to death. Are you crazy?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
What on earth are you doing here?
Well, after I dropped you off, I thought I saw someone hanging around. So I drove around the block to make sure.
I looked out the window. I didn't see anybody.
You see, he was sitting in the car. Anyhow, I think he saw me, so he drove off.
Well, who was it?
When I got home and got to thinking about it, I think it was Bill. He must have trailed us here. The more I thought about it, well, I couldn't sleep. So I thought I'd come back here and check you out. I didn't mean to wake you up, honey.
Rack, you're imagining things. Now go home.
So, I mean, you're all right now, huh?
Not quite. How did you manage to get in here?
I always had a key. TJ gave it to me, you know, just in case.
From now on, if you ever decide to do anything like this again, call first.
Okay, okay. Sure. Look, I better stay here the rest of the night. You know, just in case.
No.
I promised TJ I'd look after you. I'll sack out on the couch.
All right.
You know, it's not just because of TJ. You see, I like you. I mean...
Good night.
Good night.
You coming out?
No, not yet.
Pretty cozy. Still gathering dust.
Now, wait a minute.
Lean against the car.
What's wrong? I mean, I didn't do anything.
Move!
I don't know what you're looking for, but you got the wrong guy.
Empty your pockets.
Sure.
You live here?
No, I was just visiting a friend.
Now, what's your friend's name?
Well, look, Sarge, you know how it is.
Yeah, I know. Now, what's the big hurry?
Well, I gotta get home, you know.
All right, take off.
What's the trouble?
Just checking, that's all. Go on, move.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. You and my men just trail Lynn Brennan out to the cemetery. Woodlawn.
Sally's outside, Captain.
Send her in.
You step in, Mrs. Hemble?
Thank you, Captain.
Sergeant, ma'am.
Oh,
Good morning, Miss Hemphill.
he's such a nice boy. Isn't it about time he was promoted?
I'll mention it to the commissioner. Oh, won't you sit down?
No, thank you.
What can I do for you?
I don't believe I've ever met this gentleman.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Andy, this is Mrs. Hemphill, an old friend of mine.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you, ma'am.
Then it's all right?
Certainly. Go right ahead.
Well, I have two live ones for you. They're staying in room 304 at the Georgian Courts. That's where I'm staying now. I have a lovely room. I can look right out into the street. And the sun shines in so beautifully in the morning. You gentlemen must drop by for some tea sometime when you're in the neighborhood.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Hemphill. Now, about these two men, did you get their names?
Mr. Santoni and a Mr. Hart. Must be from out of town. At least I've never seen them before.
You're sure about them?
Well, one of them was wearing a gun. Here, you know, a shoulder holster.
How do you know?
Well, I saw it. Must be up to some mischief. Don't you think so, Andy?
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Hemphill. We'll check into it.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
We'll take care of you just as soon as we've checked.
Oh, yes, of course. I didn't mean to press you. It's just that, well, I wanted to pick up some cooking sherry on my way home.
Of course, Mrs. Hemphill. I should have thought of that. That enough?
Thank you. You're very kind. Well, good day. Delighted to have met you, Andy.
Cooking sherry. Professional informer?
Yeah. We've gotten some good tips from her. This could be the pair that clobbered Brennan last night.
Could be. Better look into it.
Right.
I'll check on Bill.
Send in George and Frank.
Come up with anything?
No.
Frankly, I don't think it will. It's the same pair that killed Manelli. They're not local. Could be from the syndicate.
You know, that phony police record you planted on me really impressed them. They get their information in a hurry.
Yeah. Now, what about Mrs. What's-her-name? Brennan.
Well, when I met her in the hospital, I'd have bet my pension she was involved. Now I don't know.
Whether she's involved or not, it's your job to keep her alive. Why'd you let her out of your sight last night?
Couldn't help it. She got mad. Maybe I pressed her too hard. She went home with that bartender, racked.
Yeah, he spent the night there.
He what?
He left at 6 o'clock this morning.
I guessed wrong again.
Now, what about Rack?
Well, I thought he was connected. Frankly, I don't think he's got that much sense.
Doesn't take brains to kill anybody.
All right, so I'm a lousy second guesser. Look, I just want out of this, Captain. It's too close to home.
Take it easy. We need you. Mrs. Brennan is out at TJ's grave right now, Woodlawn. Why don't you go out there and take over? She knows a lot she's not telling us. Find out what she's holding back and why. And don't take it easy on her.
Okay.
Bill, how's her head?
It hurts.
They're at the Georgian Court Hotel. Now watch for the old lady. Tail them, and when you get a chance, go through their room. And keep in touch with me.
Okay. Don't cry for him. It's not worth it.
You're wrong.
Am I?
Look, he is dead. Leave him alone. Please let me go.
I'm not through yet.
I know about TJ. All I want or need to know. Whatever you've got to say, I don't want to hear.
Well, you're going to listen to this. Those two friends of yours came back last night and wrapped my head in with the butt end of a gun. I'm not going to be the fall guy for some cheap deal that TJ welched on.
Your head?
Yeah. Nice and neat, huh?
But why?
You tell me.
I don't know.
Oh, naturally. You're nice and sweet and pure. All that dirt you've been living with didn't rub off because you looked the other way.
Please don't.
I'm not going to play patsy for a couple of torpedoes while you're playing house with that moron bartender.
Rack came back last night. Because he said he saw you hanging around, parked down the street. And I think someone searched my apartment yesterday.
Well, Rack was lying.
Was he?
Look, why don't you go to the police? Have you ever thought of that?
No. What good would it do? What would I tell him? That I'm losing my mind? Because I am.
Come on, I'll buy you a drink.
What's the matter with you? Every time I leave town, my wife's never home.
What do you expect her to do? Sit at home and stare at your picture?
You'll never know.
Well, get it off your chest.
You know Artie's? Well, after our last assignment, I stopped off there for a couple of drinks. Frank, the bartender, starts telling me about this new dame he's sporting. Lots of class. Her husband's a salesman or something, and he takes over when her old man goes out of town. So I says, Frank, share the wealth. I always tip him pretty good. Before I leave, he writes her number down on a match cover for me. When I get home, I'm kind of high. I forget all about it. When I wake up in the morning, I remember it. So I figure if Maggie finds it, she'll kill me. So I go to the closet and I look through the jacket, and it's still there. But then I look at the number. It's my own number. Well, that's not very funny.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
What would you do about it?
Honest, I don't know.
Excuse me. I lost my cat. You gentlemen didn't happen to see her, did you?
So that's what happened to it.
Please don't. I'm an old lady.
A snooper.
Where do you live, lady?
Right upstairs, room 404.
Well, shame on you, lady. You shouldn't go snooping around hotel corridors. I better take you upstairs to your room.
I was only looking for my cat.
Sure, it's all right. It's all right.
I have your bill already, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We've no reason to check on our clientele. This is a respectable hotel. I don't know what you expect to find. What do you expect to find?
You just keep this room locked up. Don't let anybody touch anything.
That Mrs. Hemphill. That's the third time she's let that happen.
Mrs. Hemphill?
Yes, a charming old lady, but very careless.
Come on. Mrs. Hemphill?
This is the last time this is going to happen. Repair bills run higher than the rent.
Mrs. Hemphill?
Absolutely the last time.
I think we're being trailed.
Let's find out.
I hope you stole a fast one.
Lost.
Now we better ditch this thing and get ourselves another car.
I'm going north on Summit. They're nowhere in sight.
Cruise around. We're sending out an all-points bulletin.
Then I heard Rag moving around, looking through things.
What was he looking for?
I don't know. The same thing those two men were looking for last night at the club. Or the man that was killed.
Man that was killed?
Yes, the newspaper said he was a burglar, but I don't believe it. I saw something, but well, I can't seem to piece anything together. Am I losing my mind? Is it possible to see something and then not remember, forget about it?
Sometimes it depends.
Depends on what?
Well, shock can do it, fright. Sometimes it's just not wanting to believe what you saw.
Oh.
You don't remember anything else?
No. Except he fell from my apartment. I'm sure of it. And there was a shot. Bill, there was a shot. I'm sure of that. The newspapers didn't say anything about that. But I'm sure there was. And then...
Go on.
I can't. That's where I go back. Besides, I don't think TJ's death was an accident either.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just the feeling I have. Why, TJ was fast in many ways, but not in an automobile.
Did you tell that to the police?
No.
Why not?
Bill, I'm afraid. Besides, he's dead. I don't want to know anymore.
I wish you'd told me all this earlier.
Why? Does it make any difference?
Makes a lot of difference.
Yeah? Who gave you my number? Look, kid, I told you yesterday I don't have any. I'm not holding, I'm out. I said no. When I get the milk, everybody will get fed. But the price is going up. That's right. I'm your new mother.
Nowhere, I'm one step from nowhere. I wander in circles with no place to go. Nowhere, and that's where the blues begin. But nowhere is better than where I've been. New loves I'll turn into blue loves.
Mr. T.J. Brennan, Jr.
So they never love.
Want to know something, Mr. Brennan? I don't like you. And you don't like me either. Ain't that right, Junior?
One step from nowhere.
You want to know why?
Going fast.
Her.
Nowhere. I'm one step from nowhere.
Everything was going fine until you came along.
With no place to go.
For 3 days, she needed me. She depended on me.
And that's where
Well, I ain't gonna let nobody touch her, you understand?
You better go inside and lie down, Rick.
Don't tell me what to do. You ain't my boss. TJ was my boss. And he's dead.
Too empty to
But I'll make it up to her.
So they never
Make what up?
You don't think I'm too bright, do you?
Won't somebody
Everybody underestimates old Rack.
I'm one step from
But I'm smarter than you think, Mr. Brennan.
Take it easy. Give her a break.
New loves I'll turn into blue loves. Too empty to matter. So they never lost. Find
Pretty, ain't she?
Won't somebody find
Yeah.
I'm one step
Sure is pretty.
and going fast. New loves I'll turn into blue loves. Too empty to matter. So they never lost. Find me. Won't somebody?
It was a shot.
Could have been a backfire.
Keep singing.
New loves I'll turn into blue loves. Find me. Won't
He's
somebody
dead. Call Sloan.
find me? I'm one step from nowhere. I'm going fast.
What's happened?
Nothing.
You're lying. There was a shot.
All right, there was a shot. It's not going to do any good to stay here. I'll tell you about it in the car.
Rag.
Mad.
Why?
You shouldn't have killed the old dame.
Oh, what does he care? Why do you think they were tailing us? The old lady was a professional stool pigeon.
Yeah, but you know the man. He won't listen to any excuses. We bungled.
You're the one who bungled. I told you about the old lady when we first checked in.
All right, take it easy.
What's he want us to do?
We cool everybody and go home.
What about the stuff?
If it's lost, we make sure it stays lost.
Where do we start?
TJ's wife. Come on.
Hey, wait a minute. I want to call Maggie.
You'll see her tomorrow.
Well, it'll just take a minute. Just a minute.
Make it quick. Warm this up.
Go on. Cry, scream, do something. Just don't hold it inside.
I'm not holding anything inside. What good is sympathy? Sympathy for whom? I used to watch Rag, studying TJ, copying his mannerisms, the way he held a drink, the way he would put out his cigarette. He admired everything TJ did.
Including you.
Yes, sometimes I think he did. He wanted so much to be like TJ.
He finally made it.
Come on, forget it.
Keep ringing, operator.
Keep your hands on the counter.
I'm sorry. Your party still does not answer.
You can cancel the call, operator. All right, let's go. Maggie.
Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you.
Would you care for a drink?
Yes, thanks. When were you in Mexico?
Oh, TJ bought it for me on our honeymoon.
Oh,
There are probably hundreds like it.
I hope not.
What?
Nothing.
I love that little doll. To me, it's priceless. Bill, I want to apologize to you
What for?
for mistrusting you.
What made you change your mind?
I guess I'm beginning to know you. You know, it's funny. You don't seem like TJ at all.
Oh, what do I seem like?
A lot more reserved. You even seem a little shy.
Don't let it fool you.
You don't fool me, Bill. You act hard, but underneath it all, you're a pretty nice person.
You're a pretty nice person yourself.
See, you can smile.
See, Irish in me Sneaks out every once in a while.
It's very becoming.
I better get back to the club.
Please don't go yet. I am afraid.
Afraid of what? Nothing's gonna happen.
Bill, I am. That man that fell, he was pushed. I know that now.
Who pushed him? What was it?
I don't know. What's wrong with me?
Try to remember.
I can't. Oh, I feel so helpless.
Here, take a drink of this. How about some coffee? I'll make it. I'm a pretty good cook.
No, I'll get it.
What are they talking about now?
Bill takes 2 lumps in his coffee.
Did you get him?
Yeah, one's in the hospital, the other's ready to talk. Says he wants to make a deal with you.
Good. He'll talk, but no deal.
The guy that runs the diner says they were there for an hour. Made a couple of long-distance phone calls.
They couldn't have been in on this. There must be 2 mobs fighting over the junk.
How long ago did it happen?
About 45 minutes.
No, that's when we picked him up. Well, we're going to keep a couple of men here tonight.
You won't close us down, will you? Not for something like this.
Go on home. We'll worry about it tomorrow.
You feeling better?
Yes.
Good. Oh, that's good coffee. Almost as good as I can make.
You'll have to prove it to me.
All right. Tomorrow morning?
Fine. I'll make the eggs.
Oh, no, I can do that, too.
We'll start you out on coffee. You going?
Yeah, I should feel better.
I'm okay.
You're sure?
Sure.
Good night. I'll let myself out.
DJ.
Hi, honey, I've missed you. Oh, come on now, honey, it's me. How about a kiss?
Oh, DJ.
Missed you, honey. I've really missed you.
That's TJ, all right. You better call Hampton.
Hey, you know, I was tempted to go out and say hello to Bill. He's a real nice guy, isn't he? I knew you'd like him.
Why didn't you?
Well, there's too much to explain. He wouldn't understand. You know, you looked right at me that night. I'm glad you didn't tell the police. You played it real smart, honey.
Then it was you, wasn't it? You were on the patio.
Come on, honey. You know it was me.
You pushed him.
Let's just say he fell. It was unfortunate, but I was cornered.
It's all so clear to me now. I blacked it out of my mind because I couldn't accept. I couldn't accept.
What are you talking about?
I couldn't face the truth. So I ran away from it.
Look, honey. You don't have to figure everything out. You didn't tell him because you love me.
It's your brother. He's still alive.
How can you love someone you don't even know?
Cover the exits. Get over there. I'll be right there. TJ made suckers out of us. He's alive. Let's go.
I had to identify your body.
Yeah, you should look closer. You know every scar.
There was nothing left to look at. And the police saw you just before the accident.
Yeah, I know. It worked fine.
Then, who was killed?
Let's go.
That was one of Manelli's boys. He was knocked out in the back of the car.
Manelli? What has he got to do with it?
I owed him a lot of money. He sent one of his boys around to collect. When I couldn't give him what he wanted, I had to kill him.
Killed?
Well, that's right. It was my only out. He was going to kill me. You've got to understand.
No, I can't understand.
I owed him $300,000. So to pay him off, I went to work for a friend in Chicago.
What kind of work?
Dope.
Dope?
That's right, narcotics. And everything was working fine. I was paying Manelli a little each month until he got greedy. I knew I was double-crossing Chicago to pay him. So he figured he had me in a spot. And he was right.
Get out.
Now, wait a minute.
Get out. I don't want to ever see you again. I was better off thinking you were dead.
I tell you, I had to have the money. Without the money, I was dead.
Get out.
Okay. Now, you'll be all right. You've got the club and the insurance.
I don't want it. I don't want anything from you ever again.
You don't have to stay if you don't want to. Well, he's my brother. Maybe I can talk to him.
Get me the doll.
The doll? Why?
Well, let's just say I want something to remember you with.
The stuff's inside, isn't it? This is why you came back.
Well, that's right. Hand it over.
Stay back.
Come on, give it to me.
I said stay back.
Look, that's my life. Whether I could buy my way out of the country. Without it, I'm dead.
Murderer.
I tell you, I had to kill him.
You killed Rack.
Terry informed on me. Got ambitious. Thought I could take over the whole show. Look, you threw that doll over the side. You follow it over.
No, you're not.
Hold your fire.
Stay back! Look, you gotta help me, Bill.
I can't help you, TJ.
You're one of them, aren't you?
Understand?
Okay, now what's the story?
Later.
Come on, will you?
Oh, later.
You want a question or no?
No, let her go. I think I know the answers.
All right. Wrap it up, folks. Let's go home.